Key members of Donald Trump's team have been out defending his tariff plans and downplaying the effect on the stock market and potential economic costs. They claim more than 50 countries have contacted the White House asking to start talks. Joining us to discuss this is our North America correspondent, Carrington Clark. Carrington, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Despite trillions of dollars being lost on American stock markets, the Trump team still argues they're in the right, which is an interesting position given what we're seeing around the globe.
Yeah, it was a particularly painful week for investors. Last week we saw about $10 trillion wiped off the US stock markets, and that came after Donald Trump effectively upended global international trade rules with his plan to impose these quite huge tariffs on a range of countries, starting with the baseline 10% tariff, which has already gone into effect here in the United States. But those country-specific reciprocal tariffs, as they're calling them, will kick in less than a day and a half. Now, there have been warnings from an increasingly large chorus of experts that these tariffs threaten to push the United States towards recession, and the US will take the rest of the world with it. JP Morgan, one of the world's leading investment banks, says there is now a 60% chance that we will see a recession here in the United States and a global recession by the end of the year. Donald Trump's economic team, though, trying to paint a rosier picture of what these tariffs might mean, but also they had to respond to Donald Trump himself reposting a video on social media which seemed to suggest that what he was trying to do was deliberately tank the markets in order to get more leverage, particularly over the Federal Reserve. His director of the Economic Council, though, says that's not what he's trying to do, and this is about improving the lives of Americans.
He's not trying to take the market. He's trying to deliver for American workers. And I mean, what would you have him do? Again, real wages down 15 years in a row under the previous policy. And that's why Americans voted for him. They brought him in to turn the economy around for the American worker. And that's what he's focused on.
Now, there does appear to be some inconsistency, though, in the messaging that we're seeing from Donald Trump's team. On one hand, they are suggesting that he has made up his mind, these policies will come into effect, but they also are indicating that there is still room to negotiate. His Commerce Secretary indicating that perhaps these tariffs would only be in place for days or weeks. But at this point, investors seem to be taking the president at his word from last week, and that's why we have seen this quite extraordinary sell-off on global markets.
All right, Carrington, thank you.